Howdy, y'all. I wanted to do a review for this comic, We Can Never Go Home, issue 1. This is obviously a variant cover. The story starts off with our character, Duncan. He's hanging out at Makeout Point, doing, out in the middle of nowhere in his town, doing like target practice or whatever with his gun, just hanging out, just, shooting bottles and stuff. And all of a sudden, a truck pulls up, and it's this girl that she goes to school with named Madison, and her jock boyfriend, and they're pretty much, I guess, going to get busy, or the boyfriend's kind of just, pushing himself on her, and they're about to, I guess, get busy, or he's about to just, do what he wants or whatever. And Duncan notices, so he kind of creeps by the truck, and he's looking in, and they both see him looking in the truck, just glaring or whatever, and the boyfriend gets pissed, gets out of the truck, pretty much going to beat Duncan up, and then, Madison steps up, and she's like, hey, why don't we just leave this guy alone, leave the perv alone, just leave him alone. And the boyfriend's not having it, so it pushes her away, which ends up he's all excited about this, so he ends up knocking her to the ground in his anger, and she basically gets PO'd. Electricity shoots out of her eyes. She grabs the boyfriend, throws him through the truck, through the window, throws him through one window of the truck or through the doorway or whatever, and through the other window of the truck, just throws him through it. And so he's all beat up. He's pissed. He's basically like, I'm going back to school the next day, and I'm going to tell everybody that you're some kind of weird freak. And he's just like, you can stay with this weirdo perv nerd or whatever, and I'm just, he's going to try to basically ruin her reputation because she just beat the crap out of him in one swoop. And that's pretty much where the story takes off. So her and Duncan are abandoned there at Makeout Point, and Duncan just, takes it upon himself to walk her home. She's just kind of annoyed with him, not really having it. He keeps asking her about her powers. How did she get them? Was she bitten by a bug? Was she, like what's her deal? Is it magic? What's asking her all these questions, bugging the crap out of her, and she's just like, like, leave me alone. And at one point he's like, you could just leave this dumb effing town. And she's like, why would I want to leave? I'm like the lead of the play, the head of the school newspaper. Why would she's got a full scholarship. She's not she's not just gonna leave the town or whatever just because or whatever, to do great things or hide from the government for being experimented on or anything like that, or and so they're walking back and forth, and I guess on the way home, Duncan tells Madison that he has a secret, and his secret is that he can basically kill people with his mind, so he has a power too, and she asks, how does he know that he has this power? And he's like, because, he killed his mom. He actually used his power to kill his mom, and that's how he figured out it actually works. So she doesn't, that's pretty much where they leave off, is like, he drops her off at the house, and she pretty much doesn't give him any crap about the shocking info of killing his mom with his mind, and the power of his mind, and yeah. That's all I'm going to leave this book so far, because I don't want to ruin the book, because there's more to it, and but that's pretty much where it takes off in like the first 6-7 pages maybe, or something like that, and that's pretty much all I'm going to leave you with, because I don't want to ruin the book, because if you want to read it and finish the story, then yeah, because there's more to this book, and there's an extra bonus story at the end that's really cool, and yeah, I wanted to do this for Dr. Twisted because he asked me about this book. And since it has such an interesting variant cover, and there's more variant covers too that I explained in another video. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is a really cool book, and I'll give you a sample of the art in it. I really thought the art was pretty good. I like the fact that it opens up with the mixtape on the first. You want to open it up right there. It takes place in 1989 in a small town. There's Duncan doing target practice. Here's the back info on everybody who worked on the book. And it's cool because it's done like an old school mixtape, which is cool because we all used to make mixtapes for friends and girlfriends and stuff back in the day. when, you know, there were still, you know, cassettes before CDs and stuff, and even when we had CD technology. But anyways, that's just a little somewhat review and spoiler, just kind of just giving you a little synopsis of how this book starts off. But I like this book. I'm going to continue to buy it. Like I said before in the other video, it sold out all over town. It wasn't, it didn't have a huge pressing, I don't think. And probably they didn't think this book was going to take off as well as it did. But I found out, like I said about on the Comic Book Club podcast, which is a really cool podcast. And anyways, yeah, that's it. So hope y'all enjoyed my goofy little somewhat review. And yeah, I'll have more videos and stuff always on the way. All right, thanks y'all. Peace.